The Cabin in the Woods follows 5 college friends who head to a remote cabin for a weekend getaway. What begins as a familiar horror setup quickly spirals into something far stranger and more ambitious. As the group encounters terrifying supernatural threats, the film gradually reveals a much larger conspiracy operating behind the scenes, turning the entire horror genre on its head. The film's protagonists initially appear to be classic horror archetypes: the athlete, the scholar, the fool, the virgin, and the promiscuous friend. However, the movie cleverly subverts these stereotypes. Each character possesses more depth than their assigned role suggests, making them surprisingly engaging despite the film's satirical intentions. Dana and Marty emerge as the standout characters. Dana serves as the emotional anchor, while Marty provides both comic relief and the perspective that allows the audience to question everything happening around them. One of the film's greatest strengths is its unique approach to antagonists. Rather than relying on a single villain, The Cabin in the Woods presents multiple layers of opposition. The immediate threat comes from terrifying monsters, but the true antagonists are the mysterious organization manipulating events from behind the curtain. This dual-layered conflict adds complexity rarely seen in traditional horror films and constantly keeps viewers guessing. The plot is brilliantly constructed. What begins as a straightforward cabin-in-the-woods horror story evolves into a clever meta-commentary on horror conventions and audience expectations. The film expertly balances mystery, horror, comedy, and science fiction elements without losing focus. Every revelation expands the scope of the story, leading to an unforgettable final act that completely redefines what viewers thought they were watching. Co-written by Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon, the screenplay is exceptionally smart. It takes familiar horror tropes and uses them as the foundation for a larger commentary on storytelling itself. The script rewards horror fans with layers of references and hidden details while remaining accessible to newcomers. It manages to be both a loving tribute and a sharp critique of the genre. The dialogue is witty, natural, and often hilarious. Conversations between the technicians overseeing the events provide some of the film's funniest moments, while the interactions among the main cast feel authentic and relatable. The humor never undermines the tension. Instead, it enhances the experience by making the characters and situations more memorable. The cast delivers strong performances across the board. Kristen Connolly brings vulnerability and determination to Dana, while Fran Kranz steals many scenes as the eccentric yet surprisingly perceptive Marty. Chris Hemsworth showcases charisma and comedic timing in one of his early breakout roles. Meanwhile, Richard Jenkins and Bradley Whitford are outstanding as the technicians orchestrating events, delivering some of the film's most entertaining scenes. Despite its comedic and satirical nature, The Cabin in the Woods is a genuinely effective horror film. The atmosphere is tense, the creature designs are creative, and several sequences deliver legitimate scares. The film also offers an incredible variety of monsters, making it feel like a celebration of horror mythology rather than a simple monster movie. The movie satirizes horror cliches without mocking horror fans. It examines why certain character types, story beats, and deaths appear repeatedly throughout the genre. Rather than dismissing these conventions, it explores their purpose and significance. The satire is intelligent, funny, and surprisingly insightful. The film pays tribute to countless classics, including zombie films, slasher movies, supernatural horror, creature features, and psychological thrillers. Viewers may notice influences from films such as Evil Dead, Halloween, Friday the 13th, The Ring, Hellraiser, and many others. These references never feel forced. Instead, they function as part of the film's larger love letter to horror cinema. Few films are as self-aware as The Cabin in the Woods. It understands every horror cliché and openly acknowledges them. Yet rather than becoming smug or overly clever, the movie uses this awareness to tell a genuinely entertaining story. So what's our final verdict? The Cabin in the Woods is one of the most creative and innovative horror films of the 21st century. It succeeds as a horror movie, a comedy, a satire, and a celebration of the genre all at once. The film delivers scares, laughs, surprises, and thought-provoking commentary without sacrificing entertainment value. It rewards dedicated horror fans while remaining accessible to casual viewers. If you're a horror fan, this is essential viewing. If you're tired of predictable horror movies, this film offers something refreshingly different. Even viewers who aren't typically drawn to horror may appreciate its humor, creativity, and unique storytelling. The Cabin in the Woods demonstrates that horror can be self-aware without becoming cynical. It deconstructs genre conventions while simultaneously celebrating them, proving that familiar tropes can still be used in fresh and exciting ways. Few films have influenced modern horror discussions as much as this one. It stands as both a critique and a tribute, earning its place among the most important horror films of its era. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your favorite moment from The Cabin in the Woods and whether you think it's one of the greatest horror films ever made.